Hey guys, I'm Jay Randall. Welcome back to the channel. Today we got another video to react to. The title of the video, she told me she was pregnant right before I ended things. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
Hi guys, so what I've got in my hands are some court paperwork from the Pierce County Family Support Division. This is an issue that I've been dealing with in private for a long time now. For like a few years since I found out about this situation from this girl. So let me break it down. And by the way, I got a point I want to make in this video that I hope especially young men will listen to. There's a girl that I met, I had been seeing, like I said, a few years ago at this point. We were dating, not in a committed relationship. We were in the early stages of dating. Things were going okay. I wasn't so into the idea of being in a committed relationship with her because I was already seeing some red flags. And I was of the idea that, you know what, this probably isn't going to work out, so I need to end this. But right before that conversation took place, she told me she was pregnant. Whoa, complete earth-shattering news, especially when, like, not to be mean, this is not somebody that you are willing to spend the rest of your life with. We were using protection and everything, so don't roast me on that. I was doing my due diligence to not have this happen. So when she told me that she was pregnant, I was like, there was no way because we use protection and everything. But this girl was adamant. I mean, adamant that I was the only guy she was seeing. Extremely insulted that I even brought that up. By the way, I'm kind of dirty. I just got off work when I'm filming, so I haven't showered or anything. Bear with me. She was adamant that I was the only guy she was seeing and sleeping with, and how dare I make the assumption that there's even a possibility that it's not my child. And again, I was pissed and scared at the same time because I was ready to end things with this girl. I didn't want to see her anymore. We weren't clicking. I was seeing some red flags in her behavior. Rightfully so. Listen to your gut. And yeah, I was just like, this is not what I want with this person. Not at all.
Yeah, that's got to be terrifying, man. That's got to be terrifying because the kind of women that are out here, 304s, you're messing around with one, it's time for you to cut her off, and then all of a sudden, boom, I'm pregnant. Right when you want to cut her out of your life, she comes with like every man's like nightmare scenario. I'm pregnant, and you know this girl, she ain't it. She ain't wifey, not even close. And now you're imagining these horror, story outcomes of your life where you're attached to this individual forever, and the kind of insane things she's gonna put you through with the kids, with the courts, and it's like, oh, I can imagine this guy's mental state right now. He must have been tore up. But I want to touch on the point that he mentioned about how she was adamant that it was his kid and upset that he would even question if it was his, as though she was sleeping around with other people. Bro, we know how modern women move. And women are so quick to try to shame you for questioning their purity, questioning their how they move out here. Bro, let's keep going because I'm pretty sure we're going to find out some interesting stuff.
Anyways, we got into a bit of an argument about that because I was trying to ask her, I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, I don't think there's much of a likelihood of that happening because we're using protection, this and that. This girl ended up blocking me, and then she disappeared out of my life. My phone number was blocked. Social media was blocked. I didn't hear from her again. So I had this in the back of my mind for a while, literally for however the length of her pregnancy was. I was just going about every day worrying about this.
Yeah, that's got to be tough, man. Just, it's almost worse than just dealing with it up front, because now you're just wondering like when this monstrous nightmare is going to pop back up and just it could be a year from now, it could be 2 years from now. Or am I ever going to hear from this girl again? Like, what's the situation? Was it my kid? Was it not my kid? It's like, you just don't know. Like, nah, bro, I want to figure that out right now. I don't want to wait. That is even worse.
Thought that it wasn't mine because, of course, I'm like, man, we use protection and stuff, and her behavior was shady. I think she was seeing other people when she said she wasn't. Not that she didn't have a right to, right? We weren't in a committed relationship, but I could just tell from her behavior. I'm like, but you still have that fear in the back of your mind. However long later, I get a random message from her on Instagram. I'm like, oh, that's so-and-so. And she's like, hey, how are you? I'm like, hey, I'm okay. How are you? And she's like, I had my baby and blah, blah, blah. So now my heart's racing again. I'm like, oh, crap, I got to deal with this all over again, which I knew I would at some point. After she eventually unblocked me, I could actually talk to her again. She told me she had the baby, and I went to her Instagram. She added me, and I was looking at the baby. Beautiful little baby. Nothing bad to say there. And we had discussed, again, the possibility of, it being someone else's or not being mine. She would get irritated again, and I was talking about doing a DNA test. And she wanted no part of that, really. She was pissed that I even said that. We ended up arguing again, and again, I got blocked. Whole thing wasn't resolved. Now I have this negativity in my mind again, this drama, and I can't just ignore.
Bro, never let a woman guilt trip you into thinking that you're the father. We know how these women move out here. They're sleeping with multiple guys. They don't care. They don't use protection, right? They really don't. And what she is looking for right now is just a willing sucker who's not going to question anything and just take responsibility so that she doesn't have to go through the process of the courts and actually verifying the truth. Never let a woman fool you into thinking that you're the father without a paternity test. There's been countless stories of men who find out years down the line, 10, 15, 18 years down the line, that they've been raising a kid that wasn't theirs. This reminds me of that one case with, I believe he was a judge. It's like this big white guy sitting in his car talking about how he found out that 2 of his sons are not his. Old guy, had to be in his 60s, 70s, and now he's finally finding out that 2 of his adult sons are not his. I think he found out through some like medical means. They needed blood or something. They find out, yeah, they're not related to you, bro. Yeah, never let a woman trick you into that. If you even have the inkling, if you even question it, even this 1% that something is off, test it, bro. Test it. Even if you don't suspect something is off and you just want to do it for your peace of mind, test it. You have a right to know as the man if the kids coming out of this woman, the kids you will be spending your lifetime raising, financially, investing money, time, effort, sacrifice, you have a right to know if those kids are yours, and never let a woman tell you otherwise. Otherwise, you can end up like that judge, spending 18 plus years raising 2 sons that aren't yours.
This is something I need to nip in the bud. I want to get closure on this and do the right thing if I have to do the right thing, and have clarity and closure if, God willing, this is not my child, because I didn't want it to be. Let's be honest. I didn't want it to be, as mean as that might sound to you guys. Again, she blocks me, right? I don't hear from her again. Now I'm like, God damn it, you come around again with this dark cloud and anger and this and that, and then when I try to resolve this, you disappear again. And now I don't know where she lives at this point, or I don't know anything at this point. A little bit more time goes by, and then all of a sudden, I get a pamphlet in the mail. Pierce County, whatever, Child Family Support Division. My heart dropped. Now I'm freaking out, going, oh shit, here we go. I open it up, and it's this from the courts. They want me to do a DNA test and everything, which I'm fine with because I wanted that, but it's still scary. Like, you get it out of nowhere on a day you're not expecting it. You got to relive this bullshit in your head again. Mm-hmm. But when I got that paperwork, I'm looking at it, and I don't really know what I'm even looking at because I've never been through this before, and there's all this fucking paperwork, and I'm like, who are all these names? And there's like multiple names of different men that have been named in this in this court hearing that's supposed to take place or whatever that I had to go to. So there, all these different names of guys. I'm like, what is this? And I'm one of the many. And then I looked through more. I'm like, oh, these are guys that she had been sleeping with. Duh. We are all potential fathers.
That's hilarious, bro. But remember how she was so adamant and upset, pissed off that he even questioned her purity, even questioned the idea that she might have been sleeping around with other people? This is why you can't trust women, guys. You can't. I know it sounds messed up. It might sound, hurtful for some women to hear that, but women by nature are very deceptive and they want a sucker, especially when it comes to providing for their kids. They will tell you you're the father knowing darn well who the actual father is. Or maybe she has no clue, but you have the means to provide and you're the closest sucker. She's going to tell you whatever she needs to tell you, bro. That's just the nature of some women. And unfortunately, there's more and more women with that kind of mindset where they will absolutely have zero problems pulling one over on you. This woman doesn't know if this man's the father. She has multiple names on that paper, but she was pissed off that he wouldn't just accept his role as the biological father in this scenario. Bro, learning lesson. Always question women, bro, because you can't just take them at their word, unfortunately. It sucks to say that. I take no pleasure, no joy in saying that. I'm just looking at the reality of life, the reality of these dating situations, the reality of these marriages, the realities of these paternity test situations. Unfortunately, you just can't trust women off rip. You need the evidence to speak for itself.
So at that point, I was really annoyed and I was really feeling like, hell no, this isn't my kid. Hell no, not after like using protection, this and that. And then there's all these other guys involved. So I was feeling a lot better at that point. But still, that stuff is a big deal. So you worry. Nonetheless, I go to this court hearing. We're all there. It's like a video court trial. So I'm on this Zoom call. And a bunch of us, these guys that I'd seen, and she's there too. She wouldn't turn on her camera. She was just there in the audio. But we're going through this. It took forever. I had to sit on this damn Zoom call for hours, sitting through all the other trials to even get to mine, which I was pissed about that. We finally get to it. They say what they got to say, blah, blah, blah. Do you agree to take a DNA test? Yeah, absolutely. Let's get this over with. Whatever. That's all over with. Then I wait another however long again. I want to get this shit over with at this point. And then I wait again. Then I finally get another letter giving me a time and date to go to this facility where they want me to do the DNA test. Great. Let's do it. That day rolls around. I do that DNA test. And then I'm asking him, how long till I hear anything? Oh, we don't know. This could take a while. We don't know. I'm like, well, what's a while? We don't know. I'm like, God damn it, man. Do the DNA test. Weeks go by. I'm calling these people. I'm calling this person that's handling this case. She's like, I don't know. I can't give any information. We don't know. Blah, blah, blah. It's going to take as long as it's going to take. And I'm like, my God, man. Is that just the answer I'm going to get? Anyways, I took that test in December, I think it was, of 2024. And here we are just now hearing back in 2025 about that. And I get this letter, or I get this booklet, another booklet from them. So I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm going, well, if I'm not the father, they're probably just going to email me or tell me, hey, you're good, you're in the clear. And I'm like, if I get some paperwork, then I probably am the dad, and they're giving me stuff I got to fill out for now fighting for custody and child support. Sure enough, I get a pamphlet, a booklet in the mail. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my Lord. So I'm scared to open this up. I'm going,
I know he's crapping his pants right now. Heart racing, like you don't know what. Your life could change in an instant. You open up that pamphlet and the course of your future, your life is right there. You don't know. You don't know. Man, that is terrifying. Holy, bro. Imagine being attached to a hoe your entire life, bro. God. A lying hoe at that. Oh my goodness, bro. I gotta see how this turns out.
oh no, here we go. I open it up. Thank God I am not the father. All the paperwork is about court stuff again, showing dismissal to dismiss me of the case or what have you. Not the father. So I'm like, oh, thank God. None of the guys in that paperwork are the father. None of the men that were listed are the father. None of us are. So, of all the men she named that she could remember she had been sleeping with, not one of them was the dad.
How many were there?
So how many damn guys was she sleeping with? That is crazy to me. But again, my gut was telling me something like that was going on, so that's why I was like, this isn't a good person to be.
Bro, what? That's like some Jerry Springer Maury type stuff, bro. Holy. Imagine that. Bro, that was a super hoe, bro. Like, you have 1 month, right? Where you 1 month and you don't know who you were sleeping with in that 1 month. You have no clue. That means you really didn't care who you were opening up your legs to, right? If in that 1 month period you can't track who you went out with, who you slept with, because bro, a lot of these girls are on drugs, or maybe they're drunk, coming back from the club, smash some guy in the bathroom, get blackout drunk, bro. The 304s out here today, bro, really don't care. When you watch these certain podcasts and they're asking, what's your body count? And these girls are talking about, I don't know, I stopped counting, or I lost track, or I never counted, or I just don't know, somewhere between this and this. It's like, how do you not know? You don't care? You don't care? And then it's not even like your entire lifetime. It's a single month, bro. Why are you even sleeping with more than one guy? But I know, of course, women nowadays are 304, so, but 2 guys isn't enough within a month? Like, how much random dick do you need in 1 month to the point where you don't know how many or who could have possibly knocked you up? That's insane to me. That is absolutely insane, bro. Not one of the guys. There had to be at least 5, probably. I can't remember if he said the number in this video, but I'm assuming probably like 5 dudes and not one. If it's more than 5, good lord. Super hoe. It reminds me of I think it was either a Maury or a Jerry Springer episode. I remember coming home from school, my parents always would have that on. Mostly my dad. He just loved the entertainment from that. And there was a lady, similar situation to this. She brought up like 7 or 10 guys on the stand to see who was the father. She was sleeping with all of them within that month time period. All of them. And I'm like, those dudes were sweating up on that stand, bro. It was crazy to see that many dudes and then one little chick off to the side. And as they went down the list, bro, not a single one of those 7 to 10 men on that stand were the father. It blew my mind. It blew my mind. So I completely believe his story. I mean, obviously he has the paperwork, but this happens often, bro. Women are sleeping around like crazy. They have no care in the world as to how many men or who or when or what. They just bust it open. And then when the baby comes, oh, it's you. And if you dare to question it, you dare to even suggest that they're a 304 sleeping around with multiple guys, they want to get on you. How dare you say that about me? It's their baby. You need to take responsibility for what you did. Blah, 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 blah. Never trust them, bro. Never trust them. Get the DNA test. Get the DNA test, bro. Because women nowadays move crazy. And you don't want to be the sucker who wakes up 18 years later. Maybe you need a blood transplant. Maybe you need a kidney. Maybe you need an organ. Maybe through some means you find out that this kid isn't yours. After this woman just berated you into thinking and accepting this responsibility that isn't yours. Don't trust him, bro.
The moral of the story is, from here on out, like, I feel like I dodged a bullet. This girl was extremely good looking. Like, she was a pretty girl, very sexy girl, all the stuff everyone claims to make a big deal about, but not somebody I would want to spend the rest of my life with.
course
No way. Not somebody I would want to have to be in communication with like that. Not somebody I would have to want to raise a child with. And I am telling you right now, any young man watching this video, a man of any age for that matter, do not sleep with somebody that you are not at least willing to consider having a child with, or consider spending the rest of your life with, long term at the very least.
I agree.
Do not sleep with people that you are not willing to do that with, or at least willing to consider doing that with. The more I learned about this girl, I was like, nah, it would not work long term. But again, I felt like I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing because I was using protection and whatnot. But from here on out, I'm going to do my best not to even take that risk with somebody unless it's something like for real, for real. This was eye-opening for me, and it was terrifying. I'm not going to lie. I was terrified because having a kid's a big deal, and I did not want to be with this person. And I remember thinking to myself, I cannot believe I got myself into this. That's what I kept thinking. I cannot believe I got myself into this. But as they say, these hoes ain't loyal. I was pretty convinced with her acting skills that I was the only person she was sleeping with. She was appalled that I brought up the possibility of that. Yet, come to find out, I get paperwork with tons of dudes' names in it. We all took DNA tests. Not one of us is the dad. The dad's still out there. She forgot him. There's so many guys, she don't even remember who they all are.
Good Lord.
What a world we live in.
Super hope.
What a world we live in. Anyways, guys, until next time, God bless.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, bro. She does not know who the dad is. He's still out there wandering somewhere. Probably going to get off scot-free unless she's going to bring a new list, right? A new list of men, another 10 dudes to throw at the trial and see if they're the father. Bro, can't trust these chicks. Can't trust these chicks. But I think his takeaway from this was absolutely a good one. Don't sleep with anybody that you can't envision having a kid with. Don't, bro. Because then you're going to end up sleeping around with these 304s, right? And even if you do use protection, there's a chance they could get knocked up. And then now your life, the course of your future could just be entirely derailed. Because now you're attached to this woman that's going to bring a bunch of pain and chaos and arguing and fighting for custody. And you don't know what these women have, bro. Like, stay away from them. Only engage with women that you can build a future with. I would even advocate, like, don't sleep around, bro. It's not worth it. The risk is not worth it. The lifestyle isn't as fun as a lot of these guys make it out to be. It's not. It's really not. It's just honestly something for bragging rights, talking about how much women they slept with. It really isn't all it's cracked up to be. So protect your future by really vetting who you sleep with, and just, yeah, don't be promiscuous, man. I know in the red pill, that kind of lifestyle is viewed at as the cool way to live, the alpha way to live, the strong dominant way to live. Multiple chicks, random 304s coming in and out. Yeah, been there, done that. It ain't great, bro. It ain't great. It's thrilling for the moment, but then it just leads to emptiness and a lot of scares. And it's really not worth it. But yeah, that's the video, guys. If you got value from it, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And check me out on Instagram. If you got any questions you want to ask me there, and I'll make a video responding to it, and I'll post it here on the channel. And until next time, guys, take it easy.